Hello, my name is Jones Muna. Today, we discuss theories of management. A management theory is a collection of ideas which set forth general rules on how to manage an organization or a business. A management theory addresses how managers and supervisors relate to their organizations in the knowledge of its goals, the implementation of effective means to get the goals accomplished, and how to motivate employees to perform to the highest. Management theories are concepts surrounding recommended management strategies. These may include tools such as frameworks and guidelines that can be implemented in modern organizations. Generally, professionals will not rely solely on one management theory alone, but instead introduce several concepts from different management theories that best suit their workforce and company culture. There are many theories of management, but for the purpose of revision we shall only discuss 5 of them. Theories of management. 1. Behavioral management theory. This theory states that workers' conditions affect the quantity and quality of their works. The workers' conditions influence the work behavior of employees towards work. Therefore, management must be concerned with the workers' condition in order to improve the quantity and quality of work output. 2. System management theory. The system management theory views an organization as a system that has interrelated parts. These parts work or operate as one or a whole in order to achieve a specific goal. This theory signifies that the manager of an organization should be able to understand the various parts of the system that makes up the entire operation. 3. Quantitative management theory. The quantitative management theory focuses on the use of quantitative tools to help plan and control nearly everything in an organization. A manager who adopts this theory will try to quantify the tasks in his planning of task allocation. 4. Scientific management theory, classical management theory. The scientific or classical management theory places emphasis on finding the one best way to perform and manage tasks, simplifying tasks, standardization of tasks, rewarding and punishing employees according to job performance to increase productivity. It focuses on observation and measurement of outcome. Frederick Taylor is recognized as a father of scientific management. He conducted time and motion studies to time workers, analyzed their movements and set their standards. Frederick Taylor developed the scientific management theory which proposed careful specification and measurement of all organizational tasks. Tasks were standardized as much as possible. Workers were rewarded and punished according to the job performance to increase production or performance of an organization. 5. Contingency management theory. This theory states that a leader's effectiveness is contingent, on how well the leader's style matches a specific setting or situation. Fred Fiedler introduced the contingency model of leadership in 1960s. He argued that a leadership style will be effective or ineffective depending on the situation. 10 principles of management you are going to reinforce in your ward. Note that this question is not just about stating the principles of management, but it also requires application. The first part requires you to state the principle, while the second part should address the application aspect of it. Principles of management. Most managers of organizations base their day-to-day running of the organizations using Henry Fayol's principles of management. Henry Fayol, known as the father of management, came up with 14 principles of management. Henry Fayol's principles of management. 1. Unity of command. This principle states that every subordinate should receive orders and be accountable to one superior. If an employee receives orders from more than one superior, it is likely to create confusion and conflict. I will reinforce this principle by emphasizing the reporting system within the ward. I will tell my subordinates to be receiving orders from me as a ward in charge to avoid confusion. 2. Unity of direction. This principle states that all those working in the same line of activity must understand and pursue the same objectives. This principle seeks to ensure unity in an organization. The entire organization should be moving towards a common objective in a common direction. I will reinforce this principle by sharing with my subordinates the objectives of our ward so that everyone must aware and contribute towards their achievement. 3. Scalar chain of command. Scalar chain refers to the chain of superiors ranging from top management to the lowest rank. The principle suggests that there should be a clear line of authority from top to bottom linking all managers at all levels. It is considered a chain of command. I will reinforce this principle by explaining to my subordinate about the ward management structure so that everyone can understand the structure. 4. Division of work. This is the specialization of the workforce according to the skills of a person, creating specific personal and professional development within the labor force and therefore increasing productivity. I will reinforce this principle by allocating tasks to my subordinates according to their skills and abilities. 5. Authority and responsibility. Authority means the right of a superior to give orders to his subordinates, and responsibility means obligation for performance. When authority is exercised, responsibility arises. I reinforce this principle by giving orders to my subordinates so to enhance performance of duties. 6. Esprit de Corps. This is maintaining teamwork spirit. Team spirit helps develop an atmosphere of mutual trust and understanding. Team increased productivity and effectiveness. I will reinforce this principle by applying team-building activities. 7. Equity. Employees must be treated kindly and alike, provide equal opportunities, and justice must be enacted to ensure a just workplace. As a manager, I will be fair and impartial when dealing with my subordinates. 8. Discipline. Discipline refers to obedience to rules, proper conduct in relation to others, and respect of authority. Discipline is essential for the smooth functioning of all organizations. I will reinforce discipline by spelling out rules and promoting compliance to these rules for smoothing operations of ward. 9. Subordination of individual interest. This principle states that the management must put aside personal considerations and put company objectives first. Therefore, the interests of goals of the organization must prevail over the personal interests of individuals. I will reinforce this principle by putting the interests of my ward above mine as a ward manager. 10. Remuneration. According to this principle, workers must be paid sufficiently, as this is a chief motivation of employees and therefore greatly influences productivity. The means and methods of remuneration should be fair, reasonable, and rewarding of effort. I will reinforce this principle by being an advocate for improved conditions of service for motivation of staff. 11. Order. The principle states that the material and people should be in the right place all the time. I will reinforce this principle by encouraging my subordinates to put materials within the ward in their correct places for easy access and use. 12. Initiative. Using the initiative of employees can add strength and new ideas to an organization, and employees are likely to take greater interest in the functioning of the organization. I will reinforce this principle by encouraging my subordinates to be innovative as they perform their duties. 13. The degree of centralization. Centralization implies the concentration of decision-making authority at the top management. Sharing of authority with lower levels is called decentralization. The organization should strive to achieve a proper balance. 14. Stability of tenure of personnel. The period of service should not be too short, and employees should not be moved from positions frequently. An employee cannot render useful service if he is removed before he becomes accustomed to the work assigned to him. Advantages of delegation. 1. It reduces the workload of the manager. 2. Makes work easier because of shared responsibilities. 3. It allows manager to concentrate on aspects of job which require her personal knowledge, experience, and skills. 4. It promotes staff growth and development. 5. There will be less office work politics where delegation is done properly. 5 reasons why some managers are reluctant to delegate. 1. Subordinate can mess up the job. Some managers are not willing to delegate because they think that assigning work to a subordinate may lead to substandard work by the subordinates. This may be due to the belief that the manager is the only one who can do the job better than anyone else. 2. Fear of deprivation of some duties. Delegation deprives the manager certain duties that he enjoys doing when these duties are assigned to a subordinate, such that some managers will not be very willing to delegate. 3. Lack of confidence in the subordinates. The manager may be reluctant to delegate due to lack of confidence in the subordinates that they will not do the work as the manager would like it to be done. 4. Fear that the subordinate may take over. Delegation may make the manager feel that the subordinate will take over his or her job because the subordinate may perform the work better than the manager. 5. Fear of deprivation of being a boss. Some managers want to feel they are bosses, and delegation deprives them of this feeling. 6. Unwillingness to take risks. Delegation has some risks involved, such as doing the work again because it was not done well, hence some managers are unwillingness to take the risks involved in depending on others. 7. Time involved in explaining the task. Delegation requires that the manager takes time to explain the task involved to the subordinate. For this reason, some managers are reluctant to delegate and prefer just to do the work. This concludes our discussion for today. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and thanks for listening.